This is called Hamza, and it is a letter often used at the beginning of words. And in the Holy Quran, it comes in two different forms, Hamza Qat and Hamzat Wasl, and this is the difference between them. Let's start with Hamzat Qat, which contains the word qata, and it literally means cutting. And this explains that this type of Hamza literally cuts through the word. In other words, producing it necessarily requires that you cut the airflow through your vocal cords, whether this happens at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the word, like in these examples. إن عذاب ربهم غير مأمون عن النبأ العظيم ولا يأتل أولو الفضل. So pronouncing Hamzat Qat requires stopping the airflow momentarily, whether at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the word. And to master this technique and understand it even more, you should check this video out on how you should properly pronounce the Arabic Hamza. And pronouncing the Hamzat Qat doesn't get affected by anything you do while reading. Whether you stop, start, or keep on reading, you will always pronounce it fully. Like these examples. قال بل سولت لكم أنفسكم أمرا قال إني ليحزنني أن تذهبوا به. Now in these two examples you could see that the first time I read the ayah, I read it completely and I kept on going. And while I was reading, I pronounced the ayah normally and I said لكم أنفسكم. Also, when I started at the word beginning with Hamzat Qat, I also pronounced it fully, like so. أنفسكم أمرا. So, Hamzat Qat will be pronounced fully when it comes at the beginning, middle, or at the end of the word. Whether you stop, start, or keep on reading, you will always pronounce it. And the sign of Hamzat Qat also follows its short vowel wherever it goes. So this means that the sukun or short vowels that come on top of the letter make the sign of Hamzat Qat appear on top, like in these examples. فأعرض عنهم في رسول الله أسوة وتأسرون فريقا. And on the other hand, any sign that comes underneath the letter makes the sign of Hamzat Qat appear under the letter, like in these examples. إن عذاب ربهم وجئتك من سبأ. The second type of Hamza is Hamzat Wasl, which has this sign on top. This sign is a small sod, and it stands for the word wasl, which literally means connect. As the name suggests, Hamzat Wasl disappears when you connect it and keep on reading, but it is fully pronounced if you start at the word, like in these examples. يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم فمن اعتدى عليكم فاعتدوا عليه بمثل ما اعتدى عليكم اعتدى عليكم إلا امرأته قدرنا إنها. Now as you can see, when I kept on reading, I did not pronounce the Hamzat Wasl, like in the word u'budu. And when I kept on reading, I said, يا أيها الناس اعبدوا الناس اعبدوا. So I connected the scene right to the ayn. But when I started at the word اعبدوا, I had to pronounce the alif completely, like so. اعبدوا ربكم. In the second example is the same thing, and I said فَمَنِ اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ. I connected the noon to the ayn and I said فَمَنِ اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ. But if I started at the word اعْتَدَى, I will have to pronounce the alif completely and I will say اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ. Now in the second Hamzatul wasl in this example, we notice that it comes in the middle of the word. And in this case, I have no other choice but to skip it all the time because I can't split the word into two just to pronounce the Hamzatul wasl. So I will always say فَاعْتَدُوا فَاعْتَدُوا. So I dropped it and it will be dropped always because it's in the middle of the word. Last example, I said إِلَّا امْرَأَتَهُ. But if I started at the word, I will say imra'atahu. Now one last thing about these examples, you can't pronounce Hamzatul wasl if you keep on reading. So saying Ya ayyuhan nasu u'budu is wrong and the Hamzatul wasl has to go away. And in the second example, you can't say فَمَنْ اعْتَدَى عَلَيْكُمْ and you have to connect the noon with ayn if you keep on reading. And in the last example, you can't say إِلَّا إِمْرَأَتَهُ for the same reason because it's a Hamzatul wasl. If you keep on reading, it has to disappear. Hamzatul wasl also occurs with the defining article al, which means the in English. And the same rules apply. If you keep on reading, you're going to skip the Hamzatul wasl, but if you start at the word, you will pronounce Hamzatul wasl. Like in this example. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Notice how we pronounce the Hamzatul wasl at the beginning of the word Alhamdu because we started there and we said Alhamdulillah. But we ignored the following Hamzatul wasl because we kept on reading and we said Rabbil Alameen. So here we connected the ba directly to lam and we said Rabbil Alameen. So it would be wrong to say Alhamdulillahi Rabbi al-Alameen because we kept on reading, so this means that the Hamzatul wasl has to be dropped. This type of al is called moon al, and it is the normal type in which you will normally skip the Hamzatul wasl if you keep on reading, and if you started the word, you will normally pronounce it. And here are some more examples for the same type of al. جاء آل لوط المرسلون وجاء أهل المدينة فلا تكن من القانطين. Notice how I connected the last letter of these words to lam directly from the following word because I kept on reading and I said لوط المرسلون أهل المدينة من القانطين. But of course, if I start at these words, I will normally pronounce Hamzatul wasl without any problem. And I would say المرسلون المدينة القانطين. However, there is another type of al, and that is called the sun al. And this is a little bit special because in this type of al, you will drop the lam in al, like what you would do in the word ash-shams. Notice how we dropped the lam in the word ash-shams. So this means if you connect the word ash-shams to something before it, you will not only drop the lam from ash-shams, but also you will drop Hamzatul-wasl because you connected the word. Like in these examples. وَمَا أَنسَانِيهُ إِلَّا الشَّيْطَانُ أَنْ أَذْكُرَهُ مَا أَشْهَدتُّهُمْ خَلْقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ قُلْ فَأْتُوا بِالتَّوْرَاةِ. Notice how in the first example I completely ignored Hamzatul-wasl and the lam, and I connected the alif in illa directly to the sheen, and I said illa shaytan. And in the second example I connected qaf directly to the seen, and I said خلق السماوات خلق السماوات. And in the last example I dropped Hamzatul-wasl and the lam and I said بالتوراة. So when do we get sun al and moon al? This poster shows you which letters cause the sun and the moon al to happen. I will also leave it in the description of this video if you want to download it. And the best training for both types of al plus Hamzatul-wasl and qata is Surat ash-Shams. Try to hear the difference and see how I skip Hamzatul-wasl, and sometimes I also skip the lam. وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَاهَا وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا تَلَاهَا. So compare how I said وَالشَّمْسِ وَالْقَمَرِ. In the first example, I completely dropped al, Hamzatul-wasl plus lam, and in the second, I only dropped the Hamzatul-wasl and I pronounced the lam, because the first one is sun al and then the second one is a moon al. وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَاهَا وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا تَلَاهَا وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَاهَا وَالسَّمَاءِ وَمَا بَنَاهَا وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا طَحَاهَا. So Hamza is Hamzat Qat, which regardless where it appears in the word, if you start at the word, you will pronounce it, and if you connect it or keep on reading, you will also pronounce Hamzat Qat. And on the other side, Hamzatul-wasl, if you start at the word, you will pronounce it normally, but if you connect it to what comes before it, you will skip it. And if it happens to be part of moon al, you will only skip Hamzatul-wasl like you'd normally do. But if it was part of the sun al, then you will skip both Hamzatul-wasl and the lam. Thanks for watching. I hope you have learned something new today. If you have, please like and share the video for other people to learn from it. And please subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.